And that was You Keep Me Hanging On by Kim Wilde. And as fate would have it, you'll never guess who's on my Zoom screen in front of me at the moment. Kim Wilde. Hello, Kim.
Hi there, Neil.
Thank you for taking some time to chat to us here. We probably should go back to where it all started and work forward from there. That's always a good place to start. Now, your dad, Marty, he'd been up to Abergavenny in 1968. You were how old when that happened?
I would have been 8. I was born in 1960. My dad had started doing a lot of songwriting and in the aftermath of being a big heartthrob rock star in the early part of the 60s and late 50s, and he was writing for for lots of other artists. He ended up, I think 5 of his songs were in the top 20 in 1968, including his song Abergavenny.
I was watching a TV show the other day and someone said it was some sort of, I don't know, it might have been Gavin and Stacey or something, and they said, we're going to go up to Abergavenny, and I immediately thought, I know that person. Interestingly, I don't know whether you know this or not, but in the probably early 70s, there was a biscuit available in Australia called a Unida. And they had an ad which was Unida, and Arnott's Unida, the biscuit that it was basically to the tune of Abergavenny.
Well, there you go. I mean, my dad's just got a habit of coming up with these melodies, and he's an amazing writer. He's still writing now. He's writing a new album right now, and he's 87.
Wow.
He's always had a really good ear for melody, and he was one of the only songwriters from that sort of stable of rock star that first emerged, and they were the first ever pop stars. So he was really remarkable pioneer.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it came, because your brother was also a recording artist?
He did a bit of that in his early, I don't think he enjoyed much of that, actually. Right. I think that was sort of part of his life that he doesn't even like talking about. But certainly, he became an amazing musician and has become an incredible writer and producer for me over all these years. And he's in my band and he runs the show to a degree. Well, we both run the show.
So obviously you weren't all born as Wildes, but it made sense to continue that name. I guess in the same way as, say, Sam Brown did, also the daughter of a very famous pop star from the 1960s. Do you reckon that's helped you get established, or was it something of a hindrance, do you reckon?
No, it just sounded better than the family name, which was Smith, which was although it did great for the Smiths.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think probably initially, the initial interest in who I was might have been helped and sparked a bit by my dad, but it was the 80s, and a lot of the people who were buying our records weren't aware of that generation of at all.
Yeah.
But of course, Marty, my dad, he was songwriting. He wrote Kids in America with my brother, and he wrote View from a Bridge and Checkered Love and all those fun tracks that launched my career. So he was very omnipresent during that time.
Yeah. Okay. So the early 80s is when I guess we first heard of you here in Australia. There's a bloke called Mickey Most who pops up in just about every conversation that I've ever had with anyone from your part of the world. What was the role that Mickey played in your getting yourself established?
Well, Mickey recognised my brother's talent as a producer and a writer when he went to visit him with a few tracks that he had put together. And that was without me. That was just stuff he had done in the studio on his own. So Mickey already had Ricky marked as a potential producer and writer before I even came along.
Yeah.
And when that happened, Mickey got Ricky into the studio to record some stuff. And Rick said to Mickey Most, "Is it all right if I ask my sister to come and do some backing vocals?" And sort of the rest is history.
Because he's had such an influence in the music industry in the UK, hasn't he, Mickey?
Yeah, profoundly, and he was the man behind Susie Quattro and so many other artists, Hot Chocolate and Racy, and it has an incredible legacy. You know, he even produced that beautiful song by Duncan Brown called Journey. Do you remember that song?
Vaguely. I'm going to say I'm too young, you understand, despite the fact that that's a blatant lie.
And, of course, House of the Rising Sun by The Animals. Stuff, you know. So, you know, he was a proper legend and a producer, and Ricky learnt a lot from him. And he believed in Ricky first, and then when he met me, he thought, oh, she definitely has the she looks like she's got what it takes to be a great pop star.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kids in America was, I think, the first hit you had here in Australia. Going from being a young woman who has, you know, not experienced, I mean, obviously her dad had experienced all this sort of stuff. How does something like Kids in America just change your life?
Yeah, it was massive. I mean, one minute I was living at home. My mum had just had my baby sister, and I was, you know, I just finished a year at art college, and I was kind of kicking around really, and either kicking around or changing nappies. And and then Ricky started writing songs, and I sort of rode myself in as a backing vocalist. I really wanted to be a session singer. That's what I wanted, because I knew the money was good, and I knew I can knock out some harmonies without, you know, in my sleep. So and my mum had been a session singer, so I just thought, yeah, I really love the idea of that, making that my life. I didn't have big ambitions to be a star myself at all, but I did know that I love pop music with a passion. And when ABBA came along, that was it, kind of sealed the deal.
So you would have been 21. So, you know, it's going from, you know, not long out of secondary school through art college. It must have been just an extraordinary change of lifestyle, and something that, you know, many of us, most of us, will never really quite get our head around. And talking to people like you, it's just such a thrill to be able to get that insight.
Yeah, I mean, one minute I'm a Hertfordshire girl, and I've been to local schools and had local boyfriends and local friends and did local things in local pubs. And then the next minute I was living my life out of a suitcase at Heathrow Airport every weekend, flying all over the world, just having the most incredible time. I mean, I was 21 years old, with a massive hit record, a huge amount of attention. And I just took to it like a duck to water. I loved all of it. You know, it was incredible to have that kind of freedom.
So 45 years later, you're still doing it, which is the most impressive aspect of that. Now, let's fast forward to the end of the 80s. So we've gone forward 8 or 9 years, and we look back, and you are the most charted British female solo artist of the 1980s. 17 chart hits. That's extraordinary.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, we just kept going, and we are, and that's the story goes on. It is incredible, yeah.
And
an amazing statistic, but I always felt that my career was at a very manageable level. You know,
yeah.
I'm very grateful that I never had to deal with the intense scrutiny of being a huge star like someone like Madonna or Beyonce or Lady Gaga or something. So although my career was incredibly successful, and I never had to deal with that kind of scrutiny, and so I'm grateful for that. I've had an incredible career where I still can go to the local shops and have a very normal life.
Well, we're going to hear another one of your songs in a moment, but I went through and had a look at some of the awards you've won, and, you know, Brit Awards and, you know, all those sorts of things. But there are a couple there that fascinated me. The first one demonstrates I think, a sense of humour of the Germans, and it's a thing called the Otto Awards, where you won the silver Otto. You won the gold Otto a couple of times as well. Let me be very clear about that. But winning the silver Otto for second best singer, I reckon that is so German. You are the second best, you get the silver. It just struck me as being a really good demonstration of the German sense of humour. The other one that you have won on more than one occasion is the most fanciable female. What's that about? I can understand it, seeing you, but I mean, surely we've come forward from those years.
Oh, of course we have, you know, and you don't have those kind of accolades anymore, thank God.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really, I mean, it's, you know, there's so many things about the 80s that, you know, if they were repeated now, they would be all, you know, cancelled in a second, and quite rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. I just found it quite extraordinary, something we don't award over here in Australia, I might add. So the other thing, and we should acknowledge this because this is an extraordinary achievement, then we're going to play a song. Petula Clark, Lulu, Sheena Easton and the late Bonnie Tyler, they were the first 4 females to hit the top of the American charts, English females, and you were number 5. That's an extraordinary achievement as well.
That is, I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Yeah, there are some statistics that I love hearing, and that is probably one of my favourite, I think.
Pretty handy company to be in.
Beautiful company.
Yeah.
And least of all, the amazing Bonnie Tyler, who I knew.
Yeah.
And yeah, and what a tragic loss of such a phenomenal talent, but moreover, I would say a phenomenal human being. She was the most gorgeous person, inside and out.
Well, I'm talking to Kim Wilde, 80s superstar and still current international superstar. We are going to hear from a song that she had brought out in 1981 called Kids in America. We'll be right back. And that was Kids in America by Kim Wilde. I am joined on the phone by Kim. Kim, thanks for joining us. You are about to launch into another tour. I know at the end of this week, we're pre-recording this, folks, by the way, you've just worked that out. And you will, this week in real time, you're heading off to Europe. But eventually, later in the year, you're coming to Australia, which is why we are having this conversation. It's on the back of an album called Closer. Tell us a bit about the album.
Yeah, Closer came out at the beginning of 25, all original songs, very inspired by the original album Close from 1988, from a production point of view, from a lyric point of view, lyrically, thematically. So we had fun with that. We had fun with reflecting on the great success of Close album, and I guess really that the intention is to replicate that success. And I'm not sure that we've quite done that, but we've certainly made a very fine album. And so we'll be singing some songs from the Closer album on the tour, but we'll also be doing all the greatest hits and the songs that people know and love.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've the single that is on your website at the moment is a song called Scorpio, and we're going to play that when we say goodbye to you. But tell us a bit about the song.
Scorpio is a celebration of where I am right now as a live artist with my band. We get to do one of the best jobs in the world, in our opinion. We get to travel the world and face to face with some of the most fantastic audiences. And, we're in a very small percentage of people who have an opportunity to do that. And we really appreciate it. We love what we do. And Scorpio is about that. It's about going out with the band and having the best time.
Yeah, well, you are currently about to head into Europe. You said that I think you arrive in Australia just before your birthday in November.
I do, yeah. I arrive a few days before to acclimatise. Then on my birthday, on the 18th, I do my first gig in Perth. So, I'm very chuffed to be back in Australia. Love being there. Can't wait to see the audience's faces. It's, I feel, I always carry a little bit of Australia in my heart with me. I always feel a little bit Oz.
Yeah, well, you're always very welcome here, obviously. Now, Kim, we hopefully have listeners all over Australia through this thing we have in Australia called the internet. So I'm going to read out the places you're going to be. There's about 10 of them, so if you can bear with me half a tick. So happy birthday for Wednesday, the 18th of November, by the way. You will be in Perth at the Astor Theatre, and then on the Friday night, you'll be in Brisbane at the Tivoli. Then you head to God's own country, that is the state of Victoria. You'll do a gig on Saturday, the 21st of November at St Kilda at the Palais Theatre. Have you played the Palais before?
We have, yeah. We've been there. We've been to most of the venues we're going to.
Excellent. And then Sunday the 22nd, where you're in Geelong at Costa Hall, another really good venue in regional Victoria. Then Adelaide on the 24th of November at the Gov. The 27th of November in Newcastle, the Civic Theatre. Saturday in Newtown, the Enmore Theatre. What an iconic theatre that is.
Love that theatre, yeah.
In Newtown. Now, we better point out that's Newtown in Sydney, not Newtown in Geelong, because there's a suburb of Geelong called Newtown as well. And then Sunday the 29th in Canberra at the Canberra Theatre, at the Canberra Theatre Centre. That's unsurprising, isn't it? So you're getting all around Australia to the big venues, and we can't wait to see you, if I can be honest.
Yeah, well, I feel exactly the same. Exactly the same. We are so excited about it, and it's only a few short months away. And I've got an ambition to get on a surfboard when I'm there. I've done paddleboarding, but I've never tried surfing. So,
how are you looking? I'm just looking at your time. Oh, if you can get Monday the 23rd of November is a day that you're not performing. If you can get down to Torquay, that's on the surf coast just south of Geelong, and that's where Bells Beach is, the world-renowned Bells Beach surfing beach. That's the spot to go.
Oh, well, definitely, yeah. But I mean, I'll be doing baby waves. I won't be doing anything that spectacular.
The other one, of course, is just near Perth. There's a lot of really good beaches, literally in the city of Perth. 15 k's out of the city. So when you get there, maybe that's how you could spend your birthday eve.
Yeah, I've been to Perth beaches, but I've spent some time on Rottnest and Fremantle, and I know the area quite well. Excellent.
Well, Kim, thank you for taking some time out of your morning to chat to us here. We are going to hear the song which is called Scorpio, taken from the Closer album, Kim Wilde and Scorpio.